I am tired of all these streaming apps.
Oh my God, what's wrong now?
$10 a month, $20 a month, and if you get the no ads plan, it's suddenly triple.
Ugh, yeah, that hurts.
I just want to listen to music without worrying about costs, shuffle it, hear surprises, pay less.
You can.
Wait, what?
This.
Oh, wow, I forgot this song even existed. What app is this?
No app. That's 98.9 The Bull. That's called radio.
Don't ask me to talk.
And welcome to yet another exciting edition of Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm one of your podcast pals. I'm Eric Ryder.
Hey, I'm the other one. I am Stacey Heller. Welcome to the show, as Eric said 3 times. I feel like it's in that culture where if you say, I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you,
what?
It's official. Yeah, it was.
I feel like we should have talked about this before the show.
Well, no. Because
is how I'm finding out?
Apparently, there was a movie. It was the last movie, I think, that River Phoenix did. Thing called Love, maybe, with Samantha Mathis, and Sandra Bullock was in it, and he played like a country singer-songwriter, and they get married. I don't know how official it is, but then it was like, I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you, and they're like, okay, that's it, we're divorced. We said it 3 times. So I wonder if there's something out there about it.
But no paperwork.
No paperwork.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we should do. Make it easier on everybody.
I mean,
no
honestly,
fault, no paperwork.
I mean, it's not the paperwork that makes it official. It's the hard work and commitment, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. But I suppose it's the paperwork that everybody else acknowledges. Whatever.
Anyway,
hey, welcome.
So this is a show where we talk about lots of stuff, and we have a top topic every week. We have a little great debate at the end of each episode with our wheel of topics, selecting a topic for us to discuss, and sometimes butt heads on, sometimes being full in agreement on. Today, it's real ads, which I'm still not 100% on what this topic means, but we always find out what the thinking was behind it and get a full description of the topic before we delve into it. So don't you worry if you're as confused as I am.
And me.
We will make sure that that changes by the end of the episode.
Totally.
And also on the show, we like to talk about cultural blind spots, those big pieces of culture, movies, film, TV, music, also places to visit that everybody, well, it feels like everybody has talked about, but we often miss because, we have our own busy lives and stuff, and everybody's got one out there, or maybe multiple ones out there like I did. That we just haven't checked off our list yet. Well, we're trying our best to go through and check off some of the big ones here, and then we talk about it on the show. So I tell you what, it's going to be a big cultural blind spot for me this weekend.
Yeah.
Is the Super Bowl.
Oh. Because you're not going to watch it?
No, I never watch the Super Bowl. I love to go shopping during the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yes, because it's so mellow. And everybody's at home watching TV and stuff in their face. I'm like, oh, this is great. No line.
What kind of shopping do you do?
Grocery shopping, clothing shopping, whatever.
Wow.
Whatever I need at that point. That's the perfect time.
This is your big moment.
That's my big moment. Yeah.
Wow.
It's the big game, if you will.
Well, if you're local, then if you're local to Seattle area or you're in Washington, then the Seahawks are in the Super Bowl. And so I wonder if there'll be like special deals.
Maybe not during the game, but maybe I'm sure a bunch of businesses will have tie-ins to the big game. Apparently, you can't say like Super Bowl within advertising. So many like
really,
yeah.
Wow. It's like a trademarked thing that...
Exactly. Yeah, that the NFL will go after you. So that's why you hear tons of advertising like, the big game is coming up. Yeah, because you can't say Super Bowl. But as Stephen Colbert pointed out, you can say suburb owl. So he had superb owl coverage on the Colbert Report. one year. Yeah.
All right. Well, this is going to be a pretty exciting suburb owl
Superb owl. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
for, I guess, some people.
Go Hawks, go Owls.
I go to where we're going to a friend's house, and I have zero interest. It has been 33 years of marriage to somebody who loves watching sports, football in particular. I don't care. I don't care to care. I will scroll on my
Girl,
phone.
same.
Right? I will graze on all of the yummy food, and I will probably scroll on my phone, and I'm hanging out with friends, and it will be a mixed bag on who's into it.
It'll be a 2-screen experience for you.
Yes, exactly. Well, pretty much everything is a 2-screen experience. Who am I kidding? It's the only place that I don't fully have another device going is when I go to the movies, because
Right.
it's enough of an immersive experience
Yep.
that I'm not distracted. But
Yeah.
otherwise, even when I'm watching TV, I'm probably playing solitaire or something.
Right.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem. And I find that sometimes when I'm watching movies at home, it's a 2-screen experience. And I'm definitely missing a good chunk of the movie.
Of what's going on.
And so I try and be a little more disciplined and put that away. But sometimes I don't. And then I go, you know what? I'm really going to have to watch that movie again. So I feel like, I'm saving time by doing 2 things at once. But really, I'm wasting time because I'm not fully in the moment with something.
Well, and do you think that you get more out of a movie by listening or watching, or do you think it's both equally?
Both equally, yeah.
Because I think about back in the day when they used to only have radio and everyone talked with a transatlantic accent.
Right. Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, you had to really Mid-Atlantic, transatlantic, Mid-Atlantic. I guess it was Mid-Atlantic.
Mid-Atlantic. That's what they called it.
You really had to get into it. I mean, and they brought it to life and they did all these things because you were just listening to it, and you had to imagine a whole world,
Right.
In your own head. And so when I'm on my screen and I'm playing solitaire, I'm looking at my screen, but I'm listening, and then I occasionally look up to see what's going on.
You're missing a whole world.
I guess so.
Yeah.
No, I feel like the superior sense in that case is listening.
I disagree, but I feel like with something like solitaire, maybe you're able to follow it a little better. My problem is I'm looking at social media often.
No, that I don't.
So I'm reading at the same time as trying to comprehend stuff. And I do this while I'm listening to podcasts too. And then I find I just missed a half hour of this, even though it was playing. And then I'll go back and I'm like, this sounds vaguely familiar because I already listened to it while I was reading it. I'm getting the least out of both experiences. People talk about multitasking, but really, if you just focus on one task, it's way more efficient.
Well, and that's why I actually don't do the social media thing, scrolling. It really is like solitaire or some game that I'm just mindlessly, it's like it is putting a hair tie on the parts of my brain that would normally be distracted. So it's sort of keeping that focused so that I can focus on the movie. Because otherwise I'm gotta hop up and let the cat out. Gotta go check the laundry. Gotta do this.
You need a fidget spinner, it seems like.
I do.
Yeah.
I
Then you could
definitely
actually
do.
check out the visuals while listening to the movie, but at the same time, keep yourself busy.
Yes, it's a whole thing. You don't have ADHD, do you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
My problem is I tend to get too focused on stuff, it seems like. But I mean, I feel like,
That's hyperfocus, my man.
right.
ADHD. It can be hyperfocus or it can be an attentive type.
Okay.
I'm just saying. And there are a lot of people that think that
But isn't ADHD more about short attention span and you can't focus on one thing? You've got multiple things going on at one time all the time?
no.
It
Depends on what you're diagnosed with. So I have a mixture of the hyperfocus and inattentive type. And like the whole idea of like squirrel, speaking of cultural blind spots, when, you get distracted and you suddenly see something and it catches your eye and you go off on a tangent, that's inattentive type. That is, you can't stay focused. You're all over the map. Your brain is like having a bajillion tabs open at once. But then there is also a type where you can get hyperfixated on something. And so there are people that can really like zone in on, I can only focus on this and like that's it. And that can happen to me. Like I can get really into like all I can do today is put together this Lego set. That is all I can do. And there is nothing else that can stop me from that. Or like gamers can get really into it. Or you could be reading a book and you get really zoned into it. And so that's a hyperfixation, which can be a telltale sign of ADHD.
Okay. Well, I don't think I ever take it as far as being clinical. Let's put it that way.
Fine. I'm all about the clinical.
Right.
Uh-huh. Yeah, interesting on this topic. I was going through some old paperwork and pictures, like ephemera from my family that was like, my dad's letters to his mother from like summer camp.
Yeah, you talked a little bit last week on the show about finding some old letters in regards to your father, I think.
Right.
But now you're finding letters from him.
Wow. Which is, crazy. And the things that he was focused on. And I talked about how the letter that, the doctors that supposedly took a look at him. And I'm like, that was 100% ADHD. And, it's sort of like how people are like, it's a new thing. And it's like, no, it's just something that we know a little bit more about.
Right.
And the reality is all of us kind of have it. And social media and media in general and the way that we now are trained to have the attention span of a gnat, none of that is helping.
No, it's not. No. And that's the problem with social media. It's really helping to create these symptoms in people that wouldn't already have them.
Right.
And now we're seeing like countries starting to realize the negative effect on children. So like places like Australia are completely banning social media for people under the age of like 14 or something like that.
Yep.
Which I think is great.
Yeah.
And smart.
I do too.
Yeah.
I mean, I am thankful that I am not having to raise the kids at that time, because even with my kids, like them not having a phone, like we didn't let them have a phone until 8th grade. And you would think that we like had basically made them work on like a pirate ship in the 1700s. They're like, oh, my friends have them. Everybody has it. Like I can have this, I can have that. And I'm like, no.
I hate to sound like grandpa here, but I didn't have a color TV in the house until midway through high school.
I understand. Exactly. Well, that's just it. I was
these
like,
kids today, they don't realize how spoiled they are.
Right.
Yeah.
That's just it. I mean, and that's the thing that they don't realize. It's like, you don't need it. And I think about how I can, on the one hand, talk about, like you, be like, in my mother's day, she didn't have a TV until she was like such and such an age.
Right.
But then on the other hand, I'm sitting there with my freaking phone attached to my hand, and it's my computer. So as I'm going through this move and I need to be in contact with people doing work around the house, or I need to contact like whomever to get stuff done, but then also staying in touch with friends, then going through social media or playing a game, like my phone, I'm like, there should be, how you can get like your average screen time for the week, like daily. Like, what's the average time that my phone is in my actual hand? Like, that would be startling.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, it's like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's something we all should work on. But, I mean, that doesn't negate that children probably benefit from not having that.
Totally. That's my point. Like, as adults, we're like, don't do this, kids. And we're like, we're saying it while we briefly look up from our phone.
And maybe that's hypocritical.
Yeah.
But also, if they were demanding cocktails at the age of 12,
Right.
you'd be like, no, you can't have cocktails. I'm an adult. I can have a cocktail.
Right.
When you're an adult, you can have a cocktail.
Right.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, be like, well, maybe I shouldn't have this in a big gulp cup because
Right.
I may have a problem.
Right.
You know?
I also think, now that we're on sort of a ridiculous tangent, I also think it's sort of like with driving. Like, you absolutely should not text and drive. I am not saying that you can and whatever. And also, I'm going to say that there are police people that are on their computer that's like up and they're like putting stuff in. And also, I think about me as driving a minivan with 4 kids and reaching behind me and picking up the binky that's fallen on the floor and rooting around, sticking it in my mouth to clean it, leaning back and putting it in the kid's mouth or grabbing the snacks from the bag. The number of things that I did with one eye and one hand on the steering wheel is like insane. So there should be driver's tests, like, I mean, this is ridiculous, but like every so often. And you know what? Have an obstacle course where it's like your kid's screaming, like, can you manage to get a binky from the floor? Like, can you do this? Can you do that? Like,
I mean, I think the lesson should be like, oh, thank goodness that you survived that, not like, hey, let's encourage other people to do that. That seems crazy.
maybe I want an
Yes.
award.
And by the way, those cops are pulled over on the side of the road when they're putting in that data.
I don't know. Maybe they're on their OnlyFans page.
They're not driving on the highway at 90 miles an hour trying to type in
A
someone's
letter to the editor.
a letter to the editor. Yeah.
Okay, fine. I guess I'm just trying to make myself feel better for all those years of lunging in the back trying to get the goldfish bag from the floor.
I've done it too, though. You know, I'm guilty of that. The worst thing that I've done is like getting too warm with the jacket on and then try to get that jacket off. And it always, I try my
With
best.
the seatbelt on.
Yes, with the seatbelt on. I try my best. And I don't do this actually. I've probably done it once or twice when I'm driving, and it's a bad idea, but I've done it at like a stoplight. And, you know, anytime we pull up to a stoplight where it feels like it takes forever. But if you've got any task that you need to do,
It is not long enough.
it's way too fast. So like trying to get a jacket off, I'll get one arm off and then it's green. And then it's like,
You're like,
gotta go. And so I'm driving, you know, with what half of jacket on, trying to get that off, you know.
Right. I mean, and it's like a straight jacket.
Yes. Yeah. That's that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try not to do that.
We tend to take it for granted that we are actually driving like a essentially a weapon.
Yes. Yeah.
And, you know, it's like, it's crazy, some of the stuff that happens. And yeah. So, hey, folks, don't do those things that we were just talking about.
Do as we say, not as we do.
Right. You know how we talk about we follow tangents? Well, apparently we do it when driving, and do not recommend it for a driving skill, but do recommend it for a podcast topic.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're already through our first segment here. We didn't even get a chance to talk about our weeks, but we could just save that information for, or save those stories for the next episode.
Absolutely.
So,
You good? How about this? You good?
yeah, I'm good. You're the one that's in the middle of a crazy move, so
I'm good.
as long as you're good,
I waved
then I'm
goodbye to the truck yesterday and was like, see you on the other side,
good.
sucker.
Wow.
So I'm good. Let's take a break.
Awesome. Let's take this break. We'll come right back. We'll talk cultural blind spots here in just a minute. This is Eric Ryder reminding you to follow us on Facebook. We're at Don't Ask Me to Talk, and we're on Instagram, again, at Don't Ask Me to Talk. We'd love to hear from you, so check us out on social media and leave us a comment. Leave us a like. Remember, you can always email us directly at asking@don'taskmetotalk.com. voicemail.com or leave us a voicemail or text at 475-999-2726. That's 475-999-2726. And we're back right here on Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm one of your podcast pals. I'm Eric Ryder.
I am Stacey Heller. I am known as the other one.
Sure.
I kind of like it. There's going to be like a whole movie series. Is there a movie out there called The Other One? There should be.
I feel like maybe we should have T-shirts that say "I'm with the other one."
There you go.
You know.
Mine is "I'm with stupid."
No.
I'm just teasing. By the way, where's my T-shirt for Battersea?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it's at home, and I need to bring that in. But I'll see you again before you're in San Antonio, I hope.
Oh, yes. Absolutely. Are you kidding? You're not going to get rid of me that easily.
Very good. Very good. So I've still got more chances. I finally remembered to return your children's book.
Yes.
That were sitting on my desk.
And did you read them?
No.
Come on. I'm going to have to read them to you.
They're for 4-year-olds, not for me.
Okay, which brings me to my non-cultural blind spot this week.
Yes.
I went to the movies because what do you do after a gigantic moving truck has left your home of almost 19 years with everything in it and you're in a state of like
shock
and, you know, you're treading water with your life. You know, your home is not your own. Your other one's not ready. What do? You go to the movies.
All right.
And do you go to watch something that's thought-provoking, like Melania? Question mark?
No.
Do you go to watch some action adventure that's going to get your adrenaline spiked? No.
Oh,
you go
okay.
to see Zootopia.
Oh, okay.
2.
Right.
It was so cute.
I feel like you've been trained on the children's movies, having raised the 4 kids. So like maybe that's like part of your regular entertainment consumption. Whereas me, I had a hard cutoff of like 15 years old, never had kids. So never got back into that world of seeing kids movies. The closest I've gotten is like occasionally visiting my sister and niece, and she'll be like watching, you know, like B movie or the first Zootopia, right. And I'll catch like a part of that. And I'll be like, oh, okay, I can see why this is popular. But yeah, I never really had the draw to watch. I think I watched Soul on Disney Plus a few years back when that came out.
Which that was really thoughtful. Yeah. Like that one was
that
really...
felt a little more adult to me.
Yes, I would agree with that.
But yeah, and I think I've seen all of the Toy Story movies. Oddly enough,
another one coming out.
I'm not saying there's another one coming out.
No, I think there's another one coming out.
Oh, is there another one coming out?
There was a...
Didn't they all get incinerated?
Okay. I think Toy Story 5 is coming out.
Oh, wow.
And we saw I think I saw it last night or whenever I went to the movies last night.
You think you saw it?
Dude.
You saw a trailer. Okay.
And it's like the kid gets a basically like a tablet type toy, and they're like, "Oh no, what are we gonna do?"
It's really,
they're
really scraping the bottom of the barrel now.
Oh, I mean, the last one when like Andy's grown up and he drops off the toys, like, oh,
yeah. Which is the one where they're just about to get incinerated?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, and okay. I don't remember.
And then somebody did like a prank where they showed this movie to their mom where the toys are about to be incinerated, and then it just goes, the end, and starts rolling the credits. And she starts freaking out like, how could they end it like that? It's a great prank video.
That's so mean. Because parents, like, these movies are, and that's the thing that's smart about these movies, I will say. You could absolutely, as somebody that stopped having fun at age 15 and watching, like, children's movies.
I didn't stop having fun. I just didn't watch stuff for babies anymore.
Okay, it's not for babies. It's just because we went to the movies last night, with a whole bunch of kids that were at like a fourth birthday party. Doesn't mean it's for babies. And but Disney in particular and like these companies, they have been really smart about understanding that like these kids can't get to the movie on their own. You're not going to send your kid in a Waymo and be like, see you when you get back. And so they make them really funny. Like in this movie, it's a fox and a bunny, and you know, it's a whole thing, but there's a scene where they're being sort of
You're talking about Zootopia 2 now.
Zootopia 2,
Okay.
yes.
Yes.
And there's a scene in the movie when they're sort of being run out of town, if you will, and they're all like, fox and a bunny, like, blah, and they're like, what does a fox say? And somebody in the back is like, you suck. And my husband was like giggling like
That's a good joke.
it was funny. And he was just laughing and dumb jokes and, of course, fart jokes. And having little kids at the movie, it just re-engaged you with, like, your childhood sense of humor where it doesn't have to be that hard. But then they're smart because they make references. Like, there's a scene where the fox is in jail, and as somebody that was...
Now, did you see the first one?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And as somebody that was helping out the police, like all of the inmates that are the animals are in the jail and they're not happy with him, but he lets them all out. And he comes around the corner. And in the previous movie, the bad guy was the mayor who was a sheep. And so you come around the corner.
Now, are these related to the Bad Guys franchise? I feel like all these kids' movies like splinter off into other
very similar
franchises.
But no, this
No,
is
okay.
a different.
Bad Guys are different than the bad
different
guys.
animals. Yes,
Okay.
different bad guy animals.
Fair enough.
But you come around and you see the sheep there, and it looks like Silence of the Lambs, his cell. And it's this very,
Wow.
it's this reference that you wouldn't get unless
Right.
you're an adult. And you see it and you're like, oh, that's amazing. And like the catering truck, it says amuse bouche. And amuse bouche is like the first course of a meal, and it's a catering truck. And it's these subtleties that you're not going to get unless you're an adult. Like a kid probably can't read amuse bouche,
Right.
but like it's just well done.
Nice.
So it's not a cultural blind spot unless...
No, I think it is because this is a big movie. I mean, this is probably the biggest children's movie of this year anyway, so far.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think the way that it can be is
Or
like...
family movie, I should say. Because you're making a case that it appeals to adults as well as kids.
Well, yeah, and I guess I'm making a case that, like, for someone like you who doesn't have kids, and that, like, okay, you haven't really explored this genre, there are some really great movies that have
Right.
been made that are, in theory, for kids, but they're amazing, and they're worth checking out, either because they're just well done, or because there's a message that's really important, or because, like, why not? Like, it's kind of fun to just go and, you know, enjoy something that's like having ice cream for dinner. Like, everybody needs to have ice cream for dinner occasionally.
I don't know if that's a good idea, but sure.
What? Or at least have it before dinner instead of after.
Okay.
Like, it's a palate cleanser.
Sure.
I don't know. The world is so serious right now. So to go to a movie and have a big old thing of
Oh,
popcorn,
yeah, absolutely agree. Yeah.
it's like, it was chuckle after chuckle. And if you don't see those movies ever, then that may be a cultural blind spot in the same way that you may not know what, like, you know, I'll be back is. When I
Right.
say squirrel, that's from the movie Up.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
Right? But that's the same type of cultural blind
Oh,
spot
yeah.
where people may not get what that is from.
Right.
So, anyway.
So
that,
is there a part where they're like, it puts the lotion in the basket or it gets the hose again? Like, you wouldn't get that unless you're an adult, but when they said it to a bunny, it was funny.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, there was not that.
Okay, good.
There is some other things.
Because sometimes you can take it too far.
Yes, that I would argue is
Adult
a
references.
bit too far.
Yes, entirely possible.
But no, this definitely was on this side of Like, oh, this was just funny.
Just a nod to the adult world without it being too
Exactly.
dark.
And they had the current mayor is a horse, and the mane, it was very Fabio looking. And I don't know, there's just some funny things that, you know, there's like a slight commentary about the world that we live in using animals for reference. And, you know, like they have a Godfather reference essentially that's like a little, what is it? I guess it's a mole. What is it that it's mole holes, right? That dig up your lawn?
Yeah, moles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's like the Godfather. And, you know, he's in this, and there's references like that with the daughter. And there's just a whole bunch of things that are very amusing. And it was a star-studded cast. Like, big time. You know it's big when you have the guy from the Australian Zoo, Robert Irwin.
Isn't he dead?
No, that's the dad.
What?
It's the son.
Okay.
Isn't the son Robert Irwin?
Now
Now you're making me question myself.
Yes. He plays Robert Furwin.
And he's the koala.
Okay.
Because they're gonna have Pina
Steve Irwin, I guess.
Oh yes. They're gonna have Pina koalas.
Wow. Okay. So yeah.
You're like, I hate a dad joke. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of dad jokes.
I mean, this does seem kind of like a
who's who of a cast.
well, kind of a B movie lineup as far as washed up actors. But
Hey,
I'm not saying they're not talented. I'm just saying that it's not like
what do you mean? Mario Lopez is in it.
right. Patrick Warburton, Macaulay Culkin. So this is not like the who's
Jason
who's.
Bateman. I mean, come on. This is quality acting.
Josh Gad.
Who's
yeah.
in everything.
Well, he was just in the Wonder Man series that I just watched
All right.
on Disney Plus, actually.
All
And he
right.
was great in that.
Are you talking about this?
Well, I might as well talk about it
Well,
because
let's talk about this.
Because I just finished watching the 8-episode limited series,
It
Wonder
just
Man.
came out. It must have been good if you binged it.
It was very good. Yeah, I know
Okay.
there's a lot of people with Marvel fatigue, if you will, and superhero fatigue, but this really focuses on a struggling actor. And he happens to have superpowers because it's Marvel.
What?
And
What is it called? It's Wonder Man, right?
Wonder Man,
Yeah.
yes. And there's so they basically they have to sign a waiver that they don't have superpowers if you're going to do a movie in the industry in this world.
Interesting.
And so, you know, he is definitely trying to hide the fact that he has these superpowers. And it's a great character study. And it's more like kind of behind the scenes Hollywood than it is your like Captain America or whatever.
Okay.
So it's really fun. There's a lot of funny stuff in it. And trying to pull it up here real quick just because I want to. The actor I wasn't familiar with that plays Wonder Man is Yahya Abdul Mateen.
Okay.
The second. Somebody said this name is a mouthful. I'm going to make my kids suffer with this as well.
100%. Well, proud family name.
Yes. So, yeah, but he's great in this show. And Ben Kingsley is also in it.
He's alive?
Yes. He's had a recurring role in the Marvel Universe, playing Trevor Slattery, who was the Mandarin, which was one of the big villain in the early Iron Man movies. And then it turned out, well, he was just an actor playing a role of the Mandarin.
Okay.
So that when he's in this and he's like, doing a screen test, and they're like, why does this guy seem so familiar? And the casting director is like, I think he used to be a terrorist. It's
so a nod to, yeah.
yeah. So it
Okay.
continues his story without having like much baggage of
Yeah.
the whole universe. It's connected, but only tangentially so. So you could watch this without having seen anything else as part of the MCU and just
Okay.
really enjoy the story and the acting.
That's how I felt
And-
about WandaVision. Like
Yeah.
that's actually, I think, the only like sort of standalone series things that I ended up watching and was like, oh, this is really fun.
Yeah, it's definitely up there quality wise too. So I think, yeah, if you liked WandaVision, you may very well like Wonder Man. Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of cool. There's all these behind the scenes type shows of Hollywood that are
Yeah,
having
sometimes that
resurgence.
can be a little tiring because it's like, it's a little bit too much navel gazing on the part
Right.
of Hollywood to do like a "this is how Hollywood is" story.
Right.
Like I've watched a couple episodes of I Love LA, and it feels just slightly too much of that. Like, oh, aren't we cool hipsters in LA? To for me to really get engaged with it. Now I've only seen a couple episodes, so maybe it
Have you
gets
seen The
more
Studio?
compelling.
the Seth Rogen
Oh, I
show?
love The Studio. So there. I just feel like there's a line where it's like it can be on one side of it where you're just like, enough of this, and the other side of it, like, well, this is so well done that I'm loving this, regardless of the fact that it's
Yeah,
inside
yeah.
baseball, Hollywood navel gazing stuff,
Right,
that
right.
I don't really relate to. Being on the lowest rung of the show business ladder, I'm not really as involved in that stuff. But The Studio is a great example, and this could be in The Studio's world, really.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like those, if they decided to have superheroes in their show, it could well be in the same universe.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's because it's that tone. So it's funny, but also dramatic,
Okay.
and just very well written.
All right, that's good to know because I did see an ad for it and I was like, this is interesting. Like where it's just a truth in this universe that like people have superpowers.
Yeah,
And, and it's like that's like I have red hair or I have freckles.
Right.
And, and simultaneously I'm trying to have this existence where I want to be an actor.
yeah. Not everybody wants to, defend the, the world, and fly in space and be part of the Avengers and stuff. Some people just want to do normal stuff like be an actor or whatever.
Like the elf that wanted to be a dentist.
There you go, Hermie.
Exactly. I love it. I mean, like Hermie just wanted to be a dentist. Wonder Man just wants to be an actor.
That's right. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I highly recommend that. Got to check if we got enough time to talk about the next thing, but I think we do. So
Let's do it. What else did you watch?
I
'Cause
watched.
You're going to have to do all the lifting on this.
Yes, and again, I'm going to have to look it up to make sure I remember everybody's name. But I finally got a chance to see Weapons, which was a big movie from
Weapons?
2025. Yeah, Weapons.
Like guns and knives weapons?
That's the name of the movie. Yeah,
I keep thinking that you're saying like wet bands.
Wet Pants.
And I was like, wet bands? I know there's a band named Wet something. What is it?
Wet Leg.
Wet Leg.
Yes.
Yeah. But I was like, wet bands. Okay. Anyway, so weapons.
Weapons. Yes.
Okay. I have zero recollection of that movie.
Okay, well, it was a big movie in 2025, and it's been nominated for some Golden Globes and Oscars
Really?
and stuff. Yeah.
Who's in it?
Julia Garner, Josh Brolin.
Is he a bad guy?
Well, that's the thing. You'll have to see for yourself.
Man.
He's not playing the bad guy,
Okay.
but there is, at least for part of this movie, a feeling like he could be a bad guy. But
maybe he's not a bad guy.
perhaps he's not. But you'd have to watch the movie. I don't want to spoil it because this is a very current movie,
Okay.
and it's on HBO Max now. And it's great. It was great.
Really?
Yeah, it's I guess technically it's in the horror genre, but I didn't think it was that scary, honestly. It was more like psychological thriller kind of thing, but
Okay.
also with a supernatural element to it.
What's your spicy level?
Spicy level.
You know when you order Thai and they're like, how
Yes.
spicy do you want it?
Yeah.
Like, what's your like horror level?
What's the scary level on
Yeah.
this? Out of what?
Five.
Like,
1 to 5.
Okay. I would say this is a 3 on scary level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which maybe my 5.
Yeah, possibly. but I think you could handle this.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
not really gory. It's just creepy in a lot of ways. And basically, the story for people that haven't seen the trailer at all, a class basically disappears, like a third grade class of kids. Like one day, none of them show up except for one kid and the teacher. And the whole town is like, what the hell? And can't figure out where the kids went. They all basically just disappeared. And so a lot of people have Ring cameras and stuff. So they're able to figure out that all the kids just got up and left their house at 2:17 in the morning on the previous night. And they basically ran into the woods, never heard from again.
Ooh.
So then like people, the police are trying to find these kids for like a full month. Then they finally decide, well, we got to reopen the school. So they have like a parent teacher conference kind of thing. And, you know, a lot of the parents are like, why doesn't the teacher, played by Julia Gardner, have any more information for this? It was her class. And,
Yeah.
you know, that's the only thing these kids had in common. So,
What about that other student?
well, yeah. And then so they basically, the police have grilled the student. They've grilled the teacher. They don't have any answers. And so it's basically, well, what happens next? And
I might have to watch this.
it's intriguing. Yes, it's got a very intriguing setup. And one thing that's brilliant about this movie is that it gives you the POV of like 4 different characters in
Ooh,
different
I like
chapters.
that.
Yeah, it's a great framing device, I think. And you get to see like one character's perspective leading up to an event, and then it'll stop there and then give you the next another character's perspective leading up to that same event.
Okay.
So you get like 4 different characters' perspectives in this movie.
There's a writer that does that, and it's an amazing device. Jodi Picoult does that in her books.
Yeah.
And it's really powerful because
It really is, yeah.
It's like the concept is it's multiple truths of the same situation because
Right.
it's your own perspective.
Yeah, and it's normally we get this omnipotent kind of view of like, this is exactly what happened.
Right.
But it really just goes to show how different people's perspectives are on
Yeah.
everything leading up to, you know, if we had like the ability to kind of put our, watch people's lives, as they begin to overlap with ours, we'd be really surprised, I think,
Yeah.
of how different the perceptions of stuff is. So, yeah, this is really a fun movie. It was written and directed by Zach Krager, who also did a movie called Barbarian that does some similar things with the storytelling. And I'd say that one is probably a 5 on the scary meter. As far
Okay.
as spiciness goes.
Okay.
But it's also very, very funny in parts. And that movie is like super scary. But then again, I'm not like a horror guy, but I still like enjoyed it. But it's also like super funny in parts. So it's like there's this very different tones
Okay.
during the movie. And this movie is similar, where there's some very funny parts and some very somewhat scary parts, but it's a little more even
Okay.
throughout.
Okay.
So yeah, I feel like you could handle this one,
Okay.
and it's good. It's really good. So
This one's intriguing, and I'm going to have a lot more time to, now that the house is in a truck, headed elsewhere. There's not much for me to do. And my TV is still hooked up, and I have to meet with people. So, what better time than now to watch some stuff?
Yeah, and Benedict Wong, for instance, is in it, and he plays the principal of the school.
Okay.
He's very good. And, you know, just to tie it back to the Marvel thing, of course, he was in all the Doctor Strange movies and many others from the Marvel universe. So good to see him getting some other work besides just that one character.
Right.
So,
Okay. That's a good one.
yeah, check it out.
All right. Weapons. I feel like
Love to know what you think, whether you like turn it off midway or if you put down your phone.
I might. I feel like, let me project here. I feel like maybe the kids are weapons.
It's possible.
I'm just going to put this out there so that it's been said out loud or that they've been weaponized.
That's possible.
So I have said it, and when I circle back, you can tell me if I was right.
Well, you'll see for yourself.
I
if you
know,
watch
but
it.
you'll be like, oh my gosh, you're so smart. Haven't you learned yet that I'm a words of affirmation girl?
Sure.
I like to give gifts, and I like to get words of affirmation.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have time for any others, or do we have to switch to our top topic?
Well, we should probably get on to our great debate, but did you have any other cultural blind spots that you feel like you checked off the list?
Not really, but I am excited to go visit the Alamo.
Again? That you forgot about
Well,
last time?
because I'm like, that is a cult. Like last time it was like, all right, whatever. But now I'm like, maybe I should learn about the Alamo and why we'll always remember the Alamo.
Yeah.
Or
And
never
maybe you should
forget.
watch the movie Logan's Run.
Sure. Is that about the Alamo?
No.
Oh, well then, yes, I should definitely
But it was
watch
filmed in San Antonio, your future home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Got
it's set
it.
in the future. But there's some futuristic areas of San Antonio that they used for the movie.
Okay.
Yeah,
Then
and I've
maybe
been
I'll
meaning
have
to
to-
watch that too. So it'd be fun to both watch it.
Oh, we'll have to do that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That sounds like a fun time. All right. Well, then I guess we should take a quick break.
Let's do it. We'll get to our top topic, our great debate, if you will, right after these words.
Hey, I'm Stacey Heller. I'm one of your podcast pals, along with Eric Ryder from Don't Ask Me to Talk. Are you liking what you're listening to? Awesome. We would love if you would follow us on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram as Don't Ask Me to Talk. We also are wherever you find your favorite podcast. You can follow us, subscribe, like, rate, whatever it is that you do. You can also email us. That's asking@don'taskmetotalk.com. And if you'd like, text or leave us a voicemail at 475-999-2726. Basically, we'd love to hear from you. Thanks for listening.
And we're back with yet more Don't Ask Me to Talk. I'm one of your podcast pals. I'm Eric Ryder.
Hey, I'm Stacey Heller, and I am so excited about today's topic. It seemed like such a good idea at the time that I put it on the Wheel O topics.
Yeah, I mean, we always like to find out what the inspiration was, what was the thinking behind adding it to the Wheel of Topics, since you're the one that's exclusively your domain here, is adding those topics to the Wheel of Topics. And this one, real ad. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious what the thinking was and really what you're hoping to talk about with this, because I'm a little confused.
All right, well, this is a three-pronger. So this one was inspired partly by those medicine ads that are on TV when you're watching TV, and it's like, take dysphoria. I'm just making up, obviously, the med, and it's like, there's songs and dances and people functioning and like everything's great when you take this medicine. And then, of course, at the end, it's like may cause like genital herpes. You could die. Like you may not be able to breathe on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. You could potentially lose a leg. Like, you know, there's all of this like under your breath quick stuff, right? So I was like, that's horrible. So like, why don't you show the people that like are living with one leg on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays? Like, you know, if we have to bring it up, then it seems like it's a concern.
Yeah.
So that was prong one. Two, I was thinking about when I'm on social media and some of these ads come up where it's especially bra ads. Like, clearly this is targeted to me and this is my, like, what is on my feed. And it's like, you know, hey, try this bra. And it's supposedly like real women, like, girl, are your boobs like also hanging completely misshapen down to your belly button? Like, try this bra. It's great. And it's supposedly real people, right? And it's supposedly a real ad and an influencer endorsing this product. So then I'm like, I don't believe you either. And then lastly, it made me think about the psychology of advertising, which made me think about a mini paper that I had to do, or essay that I had to do when I took Psychology 101, and you had to talk about the psychology of advertising and pick a topic. And I picked the diamond conversation and how it's advertising that has convinced, and I'm going with traditional modes here, but obviously doesn't have to be, but has convinced men over the years that they need to go out and spend 1 or 2 months' salary on an engagement ring. And this is what you need to be prepared to buy, and, you know, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
And so I talked about like the psychology of that. So this was sort of a 3-pronged thing. And just, I guess, speaking on the nature of ads, the psychology behind it, and our susceptibility to it. I don't know what else there is to say.
Okay. So really just...
There's a lot to unpack.
That was kind of just a tone poem on the topic of advertising in general.
I guess so.
But yeah, it is interesting how it's gotten... Like when we were growing up, ads used to be simple. Like the highest...
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
Right. Like the most like far out there concept was like that, the Apple one that was like a dystopian future where they're breaking free from using, the rudimentary computers from a different brand,
Otherwise it was like, where's the beef?
I was just going to say that, that was like the high concept.
Right.
Now they're like, we're in space. I mean, I see these like commercials that seem to have higher budgets than blockbuster movies.
It's crazy.
And I'm like, what?
It's crazy. And we're not even talking about like the big game.
And it's just for Geico.
Well, that's just
or
it.
whatever.
Like,
some insurance company. You know? Yeah.
The fact that has now become something where there's like a Super Bowl ad around it. And, I'm like, an emu has like become a thing.
Yeah.
And I mean, and Mayhem
they
is
all
like a
have
mascot.
to have their mascots, yeah.
It's fascinating.
And not just one mascot, but like 50 mascots. I can't keep track of the Allstate extended universe. There's too many characters.
It's kind of true.
It's more involved than the MCU.
Well, and they need to just have like, who's the Mayhem guy? He seems like he's relatable. Let me call him.
Right.
But then like, wait, who's the like, well, he sounds hideous guy. Jake from State Farm. Like, you're right. There's all these different things. But it's just
and Flo, who's been doing commercials, she's got to be like the longest running spokesperson for a brand, I would think. I mean, like 1990 something when she started and still doing them.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I met her, by the way.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh, did you get her autograph? Did she like sign
I did get her
your
autograph,
arm or something?
Yes. But it was. I went to see a show where she was playing some characters in this show. And I didn't go specifically for her, but she was part of the cast. I was like, oh, it's Flo. But I was a big fan of one of the other people involved, so I ended up talking to them a little bit longer maybe. And then, I was in like a signing line where they were all signing a poster that I bought. And like as soon as I was, wrapped up with the comedian that I was talking to, she like yoinked the poster over to her. Like she was tired of waiting.
That's funny.
And then signed it.
She's like, it's my time to shine.
That's right.
I just want to ensure that you get my signature.
Yes, yeah. No, and she was very funny. But it's gotta be frustrating to be like such a well-known commercial pitch person that nobody sees you as having the ability to do other roles.
Sure.
They just think of you as that character from a commercial,
Right.
But at the same time, you're paying your bills for 30 years, so that's got to feel good.
Right. It's a tricky thing.
Yep.
Well, and it's just it becomes for things like that, right?
And by the way, her name is Stephanie Courtney. So
okay.
I
Hey, Stephanie.
yes.
For things like that, I get it. It's obviously advertisers trying to get you to. It's like when you go to the polls to vote for someone. You're like, oh, who had the sign that was like such and such? Because when you're faced with a bunch of things that you're not sure about, it becomes like muscle memory. Like, oh, I know that it's Jake or it's the Mayhem guy or whatever. So that's where you start. So I get that. It's like a jingle. But the ads where, I think about like especially women and like how there's a pink tax and things that are targeted to women and how, beauty standards. And I'm like, girl, do you think I am dumb enough to think that if I use this cream that supposedly your scientists and your experts, who you paid for, by the way, and who are paid to have this opinion, like, do you think that I trust the people that you hired to say that this is great, And so that's why then the social media ads come in and all these influencers are like, oh my gosh, girl, if you want your boobs to be in the same place, like you should try this bra. It is amazing. Or this skin cream is amazing. And it's so hard anymore to like get a real ad and to get the real information. And then the question is, do we even want that?
I mean, I feel like they were never real. It's always been, we used to have like doctors advertising cigarettes, like the cigarette that doctors smoke. It's insane,
During surgery. Don't
Right.
mind that little bit of ash.
There's no cigarette that was healthy for you. And yet they're like, hey, if we get doctors, people think it's cool. It's, you're not going to die from lung cancer. Well,
That's
spoiler, you still died from lung cancer because there was no healthy cigarette.
Right.
So I feel like we've always had this scenario where you can't really trust advertising, but it really is so much more targeted now. And it's wild how like I feel like we're so protected growing up what we did that it's like stuff seems kind of shocking now that's in commercials. Like I remember when I was growing up, advertising like Tampax and stuff, it would use a blue liquid. And it's like, in case you spill your Windex, your Tampax are perfect for absorbing it.
Exactly.
Right? But recently, like last 10 years or so, they switched to like a pink liquid.
Right.
And it's like, okay, now I see why they went with the blue liquid before, because it's so much more visceral.
Right.
To see them put the tampon in a pink liquid that is just like, oh.
But hear me out.
But at the same time, it's like, okay, this is a not targeted to me. And B, we should be able to be real about, stuff like that. It's a reality of life. But I go both ways about it because I don't want to see like the broken up toilet paper on a cartoon bear's butt. You know what I mean? It's just like, and I'm a grown adult. I should be able to handle that, but it's just something like ick about it, Maybe just because we're in shelter growing up, but at the same time, you know what I mean? That's just too much intimacy with a commercial spokesperson for me. I don't know. But you had a thought on the pink liquid.
I do. Hear me out. Wouldn't it be a funny and real ad? Like there's a mom and she's at the playground and she's hanging out with other moms and a kid falls off the swing and gets a cut on their knee. And she's like, I don't have anything to clean up the blood. And so takes out a tampon or a pad and puts it on because, I don't know, it's absorbent for blood.
I feel like that would be less disturbing than the clinical trials.
But that's what I'm saying.
The red liquid on top.
Like, would get the idea across, right?
Sure.
Like, hey, this
might confuse people on what the product's actually for, but again.
But it would be a funny take.
Sure.
It would be like, because of course a woman would have this in their bag and like, hey, it absorbs blood. Why not now?
Well, there you go.
So just keeping it real here at Don't Ask Me to Talk.
Very real.
We're not an ad agency. We're a podcast.
No, but hey, if you're willing to pay, we're willing to play.
Totally. I've got a million ideas. Don't ask me to tell you about them.
That's right. So yeah, I think it is a wild new world. And then the other thing is, like, I can't tell anymore whether, because I watch everything on streaming.
Right.
So I have no idea if on broadcast TV they're showing me, or they'd be showing the same ads that they're showing me on the streaming, where it's like, yeah, really get in there with the razor on your groin, lady. That the commercials that I'm seeing now are like really like, oh wow, they've come so far from where they used to be able to like just hint at this product does this thing. Right. They're really like, yeah, get in there with your Venus and shave your Venus. Is this on the reruns of the Andy Griffith Show that they're showing on Channel 42? I don't know.
I don't know, because I don't know if those people at this point are worried about that.
Possibly. But you know what I mean? Is it on broadcast TV, or
I don't know.
Is it a little more, less or more explicit on the streaming channels, because you're like cable TV, you're paying the fee, you're subscribing to this. It's not just being blasted out there like Channel 7 or something.
Right. It's like like select ads.
Right.
It's also sometimes can be like SNL ads where they have like, the hair replacement. And they do all sorts of random things that you're like, this can't be real. I mean, I remember as a kid being like, the Adobe car.
Oh, there were so many great SNL ads, like Chia Head, the hair replacement system that grows a Chia Pet on your head. Stuff like that was fantastic. But we are running out of time.
All right.
We could talk about this for a full hour and a half or so.
And we didn't think it was a real topic to talk about. So let's pick our topic for next time.
Let's do it. Last meal.
Oh.
Which we haven't talked about on this show before.
So this is exciting. What would your last meal be?
I don't know.
Well, I guess we're going to have to talk about it.
I mean, how are we going to know?
Well, and this is actually a show that is done by Mythical Kitchen, and it's interesting to have to pick your last meal, and you get multiple courses.
Okay,
so you can decide how you want to do it.
So this is like if we've got the death penalty, and we can order a last meal.
Sure. Yes, absolutely.
Because you're not going to know what your last meal is going to be otherwise.
No, or it suggests that
unless you're purposely picking something you're going to choke on.
Right. That would be dark. Yes, we're going to the place where
it's already dark.
We have control over our last meal.
Okay.
So
because of the heinous crimes that we committed.
Yes.
And no amount of Tampax can clean up that mess.
No, nothing is that absorbent.
There you go.
All right. Well, hey, on that note.
Right. We love you. Thanks so much for listening. We'll see you in your dreams. Hope you have a great week.
Oh, God.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Bye.